Hello once again everybody. Yes, this is Phantom BPR once again using that fucking computer voice. I know I've kind of been a speakonia war lately. I get on these strange kicks from time to time. Anyway, I've been a bit lazy with my other projects, and I'm going on vacation next week, so I decided, fuck it, I'll just have some fun making random videos until then. I've always wanted to do a video game Rant review, but to do that, I'd have to pick a game I really, and I mean really hate, beyond bad gameplay, to the point of being pissed off that I wasted money on it. Well, suffice to say it took me a little while. I had to dig far deep into my past to find a game I had repressed a very long time ago. Thus, ladies and germs, I present to you all my first video game Rant. Alright, what is the first thing you think when you see this cover? What the fuck? Correct. I don't know who originally purchased Clever, but somehow or another it found its way into my house. Now the cover of a video game box gives you your first impression of a game, which is very important, especially at gay-ass places such as Walmart where they keep all their games behind glass, giving you no way of reading the back cover. Looking at the cover, it doesn't look so bad. We've got what looks like a deformed Pillsbury Doughboy dancing on a wall that looks as though Nintendo ripped it from a Pixar movie and changed the color around a little bit. Kind of lame, but not all that bad yet. I mean, for fuck's sake, we've got an exploding castle in the background that's got to catch the eyes of some teenagers looking for a little excitement. We also have a volcano, an overweight bumblebee, and what looks to be a cross between a treasure chest and Michael Jackson. Yeah, the cover is kind of odd, but not shitty. Okay, enough about the cover, let's talk about the actual game. Now here is the story. Apparently, there is some fucked up four-fingered wizard or professor or something who lives in this strange world in a giant castle which has 7 crystal orbs hovering around its towers, from which he draws his power from. Okay, a little juvenile, yeah, but not horrible just yet. Well, one day he is screwing around with his chemicals and manages to kill himself. As he falls to his death, he apparently decides to throw off his gloves who happen to have eyeballs. One glove falls out the window, while the other falls into the potion of evil and is mutated into an evil glove, with ambitions of turning the wizard's little park world into some sort of hellish nightmare. Now, to do that, he has to get rid of the energy exerted from the 7 crystals orbiting the wizard's castle. So how does he do this, you ask? Well, instead of just destroying them, or perhaps sending them off into the sun, he randomly scatters them across the wizard's parkland in various buildings and structures, which become the most fucked up universes you could ever imagine thanks to the power of these crystals. So the good glove, Clever, manages to save one of the crystals and turns it into, get this, a wall, a fucking wall. Of all the things you could turn a source of ultimate magical power into, he decided to turn it into a fucking beach wall. So, with his mighty wall that he can morph into a bowling ball or a tin ball, he makes it his quest to journey through these universes and recover the crystals. What in God's name is this shit? It's like Nintendo was mocking everyone who played Zelda or Quest games that were actually interesting. Better yet, whose idea was it to make a game in which you played the part of a glove? Who the fuck was sitting around one day and said to themselves, gee, I really wish I could be a glove who could save the world. What kind of thick shit is that? Okay, enough about the story, let's get on to the gameplay. Well, I was actually interested when I first started the game. It begins with a camera pan across the hellish wasteland that the gay park has become. But you soon discover that there is nothing epic or badass about this place, it's just some gay shit to scare preschoolers. There's a pretty evil castle in the place of the old one, but you can't even go inside. Well, perhaps you can in the final level. I have to admit, I did not bother playing through this entire game, but trust me, I played enough. Nintendo would have done a better job with this game if they would have just had you explore the castle instead. I mean, granted the game would still suck ass, but it would be a little more interesting to explore a multi-leveled evil dungeon instead of all these gay worlds. Back to the gameplay. Alright, let me say this right now, the gameplay is the #1 worst aspect of this game. You spend your time rolling a wall around, trying to bounce it into obscure places. You'll probably have to waste a good 2 hours of your life trying to figure out the awful tutorial at the start, and if you still haven't armed yourself with a controller wires following that, you probably will once you get on to the first level, which brings me to my next point, graphics. Each one of these shitty worlds looks exactly alike. Overuse of color and geometric figures. I cannot even say that this game looks good for its time. Mario 64 was the first game to come out for the Nintendo 64, and it looked 100 times better than this. I can't possibly figure out what Nintendo planned to accomplish by releasing this game. Their time would have been better spent creating another hack-and-slash sword adventure. I mean, they could have basically used the same story, just without any damn gloves. Who the hell wants to play the part of a magical glove rolling all around worlds that look like something out of a Nickelodeon-induced acid trip? The only possible explanation for this game is that Nintendo was encouraging early masturbation in children. I don't see any other reason someone would want to spend hours on end with a ball in their hands unless it was their own. I could have more fun whacking off for 5 minutes than playing this game for 5 seconds, and I'd probably accomplish more. So, in conclusion, if you want to virtually beat your walls while destroying your vision with a trip to a geometry class, then go out to your nearest shoes game store and pick up this sorry-ass piece of crap. No offense to you, Glover, I'm sure you did not want to be exploited in this manner. We've all done undesirable things for money in our time. I am. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed my rant, and if you did not, I understand. There is nothing wrong with liking this game. Different strokes for different folks, but I personally can't stand it. For those of you with enough patience to actually finish the game, good for you. I'll catch you later. Phantom out.